Bonjour, bienvenue. Hi everyone, welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven, and this is Rowley. It's cold out here today. For the previous 5 years, we've lived in an RV full time. A Class A for 2.5 years, and then a fifth wheel for about 2.5 years or more. Currently, about 8 months now, we've been living full-time in a 6x12 cargo trailer, converted cargo trailer. I converted it. Last week I talked about cabin fever as a nomad, being in the desert alone. This week I will talk about a few, just actually 2 gifts for your nomad friends, no matter the size of their rig, whether they're living in a tent or their rig is pulled on the back of a bicycle or they're in an RV, these gifts will work. If you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. The season of light and gift giving is approaching really fast. It's going to stop getting dark soon and start getting light, you know? So happy holidays, everybody. Okay? It's been snowing here in the mountains. Snow is a wonderful, beautiful thing over there, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? It's 28 degrees right now, although it doesn't really feel like 28. It feels more like 40, I think. That's because there's no real wind right this minute. What if it snows here in the desert? Which it may, you know. It snowed last year for a few hours. We got about maybe a half an inch. It was enough to gather up a bunch and make a snowman and have green grass where I was at, you know. But, you know, I don't care. I got propane. I'm warm. You know. I guess if I didn't have propane, I'd be really concerned. But I've got wool. I've got wool socks, wool blanket, wool hat, you know, good stuff. Personally, I always thought that wool was very itchy. What I found out, it depends upon how the wool was prepared. Now, if you get cheap stuff, you know, they throw all kinds of chemicals in there trying to get it to work fast, you know, to mat up fast, to do whatever it needs to do fast. And it takes that, they strip out the lanolin, they strip out, you know, it's itchy. Okay. So you got to stay away from cheap wool, you know. Even so, even cheap wool is expensive though. Good wool clothing doesn't itch. It really doesn't. So I've got, as I said, a good hat, good socks. Now, as for the blankets, I go for the cheapest, the cheapest I could find, 100% wool, because it doesn't go next to my skin. It sits on top of the sheet that sits on top of me, you know. It just doesn't touch my body directly, you know. So it's, you know, like you make up a bed here, you put a sheet on, so you don't feel it. What you do feel is the warmth that the wool provides. It captures your body heat really well. So, yes. Note that I didn't say wool sweater. I actually literally do not own a wool sweater. I would like to, but, you know, $200, $300 is a bit much for a sweater for me, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe if I became a little more financially independent, I might consider a wool sweater. I've even thought at times of actually crocheting a wool sweater, but the yarn, you know, is rich. But then again, you know, sweaters are really person specific. Some people like cardigans, some people like pullovers, some people like short sweaters, some people like long sweaters, you know, that's a difficult one to do, okay? And as I said, wool sweaters are pretty steep in price, especially if you get things like merino wool or cashmere, or you know from the names that it's money, okay? The benefits of wool is that even if it's soaking wet, it will help retain the heat in your body instead of leaching it away like cotton, which is what cotton is known for, or down. Down is terrible when it gets wet. Unfortunately, they have to take all of the oils out of the feather. Otherwise, it becomes rancid and therefore loses all of its waterproof potentiality to keep you warm. And then consider condensation. You don't put your head under the covers in a synthetic fabric sleeping bag because it'll be wet underneath there from the moisture in your breath. You won't have that problem with wool. You can stick your head underneath the covers. You'll be dry in the morning and you'll still be warm all night long. A gift of wool would be outstanding for any nomad. Gift cards work wonders for anyone, especially if they're from places that you know that the giftee will visit. I mean, you know, don't give somebody a gift card that they're never going to use. You know, that's just throwing money away into the system. And of course, you know, there are bank cards too, just to give money, and they have a heck of a lot less fees too. It works best for things like, the bank card works best for things like gas and food and tools and just general stuff that you need that nobody ever thinks to give you, but you got to have, and you know how it is. And if you had the money, you could just go get it, right? It used to be, in my generation anyway, it was very, very, very bad taste to give money on a holiday. I mean, you had the very least had to make a card or something to give people. You know, you just didn't just give them money. That was terrible. But times have changed, you know. We aren't as close physically as we used to be. We're all very busy these days. All of our kids have their lives, and their kids have their lives, and you know, and it just goes on, and everybody drifts away. And so, you know, it's good to call. And generally, because everybody's so busy, nobody ever makes that call. You know, this is a good time of the year to do that. Families are not what they used to be either. Families are extended, and not all are birth relatives. Most could be just really, really close friends. People you are with right now, people you would like to just hang out with and talk and have a great time with. Now is the time to make that call if you want to, if you're thinking about it. If you've been thinking about it, it's time to do it, okay? And that in itself is one of the greatest gifts. You notice that I only suggested 2 gifts as, you know, other than calling somebody and that kind of stuff. You know, so the 2 gifts, wool and money. I think those are in my opinion, they are the most useful of gifts. If you're a people who have a gift in hand, who have to have a gift in hand, if you're a people who have to have a gift in hand, wool will do it, especially if you explain the benefits of the wool. There's still a real myth going around about how itchy wool is, and they may not use it. And it's the best thing to use. Now, you never know. There are other non-monetary gifts too. Send a family sing-along video. You know, my brother called me up one year and played Happy Birthdays on the saxophone. Yes, on his saxophone. Called them face to face. I mean, that was years ago, and I still remember that, okay? Called them face to face. You know, there's Meetup, FaceTime, Skype, Facebook, and a bunch of others. You can call. Send new pictures, or if you found some old ones, send those too. you know? Or better yet, write a letter. Granted, people don't sit down with pen and paper these days much, but there's still email. You know, it's better than texting. And if at the very least there's texting, you could just write and write and write and write and write, you know, hit enter, write some more. Okay? You could, for this winter holiday, you could volunteer a service in their name. Now, not really great on volunteering, but I used to get the name off of a Christmas tree of where we worked. We used to do that. And just take a name off of the tree at our job or wherever it was that it was at in a store, you know, to buy a gift for a kid that's in a shelter or whatever. So we'd go to Walmart in the middle of the night. I loved going to Walmart in the middle of the night around Christmas because we could sing and dance with the employees to Christmas music. Oh, I mean, it was wonderful. There's nobody in the store but us, you know. We'd buy the gift the child requested, whatever it was, and we'd have a great time. And as far as I was concerned, that was my Christmas present. That was just terrific. That was my holiday Yule present. You know, it's just going out and shopping with and having a great time for some kids I don't know, will never know, and will never see. And then so we would buy gifts and we'd take pictures of the gifts and give the pictures that we took to a family member, and tell them that the gift was for a child and it was given in their name, which is what we would do. We would write their name on there. You'd have great, whatever it was. I hope you like this gift, or whatever it was that we said. But it was in their name. And then we'd give that picture to the family member. So everybody won all the way around on that one. and okay, this is holiday season. And I know all of us are always thinking about everybody else, but it's sometimes time to think about you too. So don't forget to give yourself a gift. You know, it doesn't hurt. It's always nice. I mean, after all, what are you doing all that working for, right? Really, you got to spend some of it, you know, on something other than bills. So I gave myself yet another musical instrument for this season of giving. I got a hang drum. Okay, and so to augment my leisure time, because most of my time is leisure, I started French lessons on Duolingo and Babbel, and I actually like Duolingo much better than Babbel. Duolingo is more like playing games, and you'd be surprised what you pick up. And I started that a little over a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. It's been fun. I've been doing it every morning. I committed to 15 minutes a day. So I think I got bonjour down. Hi. But know that the sun will return. The sun will return. It's still getting darker now, but, you know, give it a couple days. And it's a great season to celebrate with gifts and family and friends. Really is. The Rowley report. Yes, I crocheted this for him a long time ago. Anyway, the Rowley report. He doesn't have a space to call his own. I realized that. I've been watching dog videos, you know, dog training videos and that kind of thing. And I realized that he has no space to call his own in here. There's just no, you know. So I've been thinking about, and I've been having problems with him in the car. And it's been getting worse, to tell you the truth. He lunges, he barks, he hides his head behind, tries to hide his head behind in my back while I'm driving. He's chained, so he can't go but so far, you know. He tries to climb in my lap. He jumps on my arm. My arm actually hurts after a while. He cries and he whines. And it's getting worse over time. He used to be able to get into the car and we'd go places and he would be fine. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I know you don't want to go. You don't like the car. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go, Rowley. Come on, let's go. I'm going to have to come pick you up, huh? You don't like the car. Come on. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. See that? It's not so hard. Oh, it is it? Okay, well, come on. I guess I have to put the camera down. Just got to pick you up. But he's just getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know what it is about the car. So I'm going to get him for his holiday. I'm going to get him a crate to be used in the trailer and in the car. I haven't decided if it should be soft side or hard side yet. But it's going to take up a lot of floor space, but I think he's worth it. You know, he's got to have space, you know. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share my videos, please. It really, really, really helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, like and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to check the show more in the link below to see the links in the description below. And thanks for your support. Thank you very much for your support. See you next Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Take care of you and yours, and blessed be, and have a great holiday coming up. And try not to eat too much.